Hello everyone, welcome to QA Stack. Today we are going to see how to select the programming language. So without further ado, let's get started. So from manual tester, if you want to become an automation tester, the first question comes is which programming language to start you should select to start automation. So there are lots of programming languages: Java, JavaScript, C#, Python. Market is flooded with programming languages. So how to pick the right one? So let's just understand first what is the use of programming language. So why do we use programming language for test automation? That is basically because we need to write the test automation script. Now, test automation script can be broadly categorized into three parts. First one being the actions, that is performing a click or clicking on the submit button, etc. So often these kind of operations depend upon the automation tool you are working upon. Next is validation or assertions. Under this category comes the kind of verifications you want to perform on the screen. Third is logical operations. Logical operations is the kind of operations you will be needing to perform, and this is the most critical factor which you should keep in mind while choosing the programming language. You should make sure that you are covering all the logical operations, because first two, actions and validations, these are based upon the automation tool and the automation library which you are selecting for writing your test automation scripts. So let's just understand the third part, that is logical operations, in a little bit detail. So logical operations are of different types. First one is the validation and verification. Like I said, that you will often be getting the assertion libraries based upon the tool which you are selecting, but still an automation tester should know how to perform these validations with basic if-else condition, switch cases, and other conditional statements. Now, second one is the iterating over a group. So this is very important, as when you're working on web applications or mobile applications, often you might need to work with the group of elements. In those cases, we have to write for loops or do while loops, etc. So all these loop statements you should be aware of, and these are covered as part of programming language knowledge. Now, third one is the operation outside the application. When you are writing test automation script, it is not just the application you will be working upon. You will also have to consider scenarios where you will need the date, you will need to deal with currency, you will need to deal with other mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and IO operations or input-output operations like file read, file write, printing logs on console. So all these things you should be aware of when you're trying to learn a programming language. You should learn all these operations as well. Now, last but not the least is the system commands execution. So often while writing test automation script, you are required to run bash scripts or a bat file via code. So it becomes very essential that you know how to perform these operations. Now, the next thing is Ooops Concepts. No matter whichever language you pick in software industry, if you want to be a test automation engineer, you should know all these 4 Ooops concepts and their practical application: polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, and abstraction. So these are some basic Ooops concepts which are applied not even in the development but also in software test automation. If you want to know more about these concepts, I have separate videos in detail on these concepts. You may check out the link below and you can go through these concepts in detail. Now, after the Ooops concept, next important thing is solid design principles. So design principles are very important while learning software test automation if you want to be an effective software tester. There is a difference from writing code and writing an efficient code. Often you might have seen that while working in automation, you are writing test scripts, and as the code grows, it requires lots and lots of maintenance. Scripts starts failing, then you fix them, then again something else fails, then you fix them, and this loop continues. So such kind of script development should be avoided, and that can be highly avoided by using these design principles, which are standards. These are the set of guidelines which make your code more readable and clean. So there are 5 solid design principles. Here I'll be just mentioning their name, but if you want to see them in detail, I'll be pasting down the link below of the video where I have explained all these principles in detail. First one is the single responsibility principle. Second one is the open closed principle. Third one is the Liskop's substitution principle. Fourth one is the interface segregation principle. Fifth one is the dependency inversion principle. If you want to see these principles and understand these principles in detail, check out the link above for a detailed video on design principles. That was pretty much it, what you need to learn to become a good automation tester. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more video like this, please do subscribe to this channel, and if you like the video, do hit the like button. Happy learning!